What's going on, Knicks fans? Welcome to another episode of Knicks Latest. I am your host, Josh Rodriguez. I am bringing you Knicks headlines, rumors, trade ideas every day up until the regular season. Make sure you join. Make sure you subscribe to the channel below. I say this every episode, but we're looking to get a nice community of Knicks fans here. I need your opinions. I want your opinions. I want your questions. Definitely want to get you involved with the show. I want to hear what you're thinking about these trade proposals. I want to hear what you're thinking about this final roster spot, your thoughts on Mike Brown, everything surrounding the New York Knicks. Definitely going to be a positive community, definitely open to critiquing our favorite team, but nothing crazy here, all right? This is a positive community of Knicks fans who just want to see the Knicks win their third championship next season, and we know they are all in position to do so. So make sure you subscribe. Hit the subscribe button right now. Let's get into it. Today, I'm going to go over some hypothetical trades that I saw online. These are not my ideas. This is not me pushing any agenda or anything like that. Scouring the internet for trade rumors or headlines for our favorite team, the Knicks. It's kind of hard during this part of the year, right? It's July 22nd. There's not much going on in the NBA. Summer League just finished. So at this point, teams are pretty much finalized. The trades that were going to happen for the most part have already happened, unless you were the Knicks and T-Wolves last year when you traded Karl-Anthony Towns for Julius Randle. But for the most part, I think teams have settled in to what they're going to be. There are a few restricted free agents out there who are asking for a lot more money, but the Knicks just don't have that under their salary cap to offer anybody anything. So really all we're looking at right now is a last roster spot and maybe, possibly, some trades or a trade that would shake up the core of the roster. It has been reported earlier that there's a 40% chance that this core of OG Anunoby, Mikal Bridges, and Karl-Anthony Towns might be broken up. So we'll see. I'm going to get to this one first. This comes from Chris Mannix, Sports Illustrated. He says that Austin Reaves for Mikal Bridges is a possibility, that the Lakers and Knicks seem to be good trade partners. Their salaries and their rosters kind of match. They have what each other needs, and possibly if the Lakers are looking to move off of Austin Reaves, and if the Knicks are looking to move off Mikal Bridges because they haven't extended him, that this could make sense. Now, earlier in the season, I did a segment where Austin Reaves was a part of a trade package for Karl-Anthony Towns, which I don't think would have made sense. You would have brought in Austin Reaves and you still have Mikal Bridges, you still have OG Anunoby. Doesn't really make sense. But when you make this trade specifically for Mikal Bridges, you assume that Austin Reaves is going to take Bridges' spot in the lineup. Now you have a lineup of Brunson, Reaves, OG, Cat, and Mitch. That makes a little more sense here. Now, would I do it? I'm not sure if I would do it. I like the idea of keeping Mikal Bridges around. I'm team Mikal Bridges for now. I'm not going to lie. I think he's somebody who was pretty much underappreciated and undervalued under Tom Thibodeau. I think that his coaching style might have taken him for granted a little bit. This is somebody who has shown he can score the basketball in his days in Phoenix, in his days with the Brooklyn Nets. He was kind of relegated to being a third, fourth option where he didn't really touch the ball during moments where he's typically used to touching the ball, in spots where he's used to touching the ball. I think it took him a while to get used to whatever offense they were running and his role on the team, and he never really got comfortable with his role on the New York Knicks. You bring in Mike Brown, who's known to have more off-the-ball movement, get everybody involved, and I do think we can see the version of Mikal Bridges shine this year. The version of Mikal Bridges that we thought we were getting last year, I think we can get this year. We gave up a lot of draft capital for him. I'm not comfortable moving away from him just yet. I like Austin Reaves. I think he's great, but I don't think he is as good defensively as Mikal Bridges. I don't think that structure of wing stop can exist with Austin Reaves. Let's not forget here, the Knicks were 2 games away from going to the NBA Finals on a team where most Knicks fans thought they were incredibly outcoached or mismanaged during the playoffs. I don't think you really break up this core here for this. I think you keep the idea of let's have 2 wing defenders, 2 wing stoppers, and I think you kind of adjust your offense so that it's not just Jalen Brunson and Karl-Anthony Towns taking turns. I think somebody like a Mikal Bridges can benefit from a system where the offense is more free-flowing. Austin Reaves, he's a fantastic player. He's somebody who I think could come in and fit in, and you can put the ball in his hands, maybe take some responsibility away from Jalen Brunson. He's really good in the pick and roll. He can create his own shot. He can hit the 3 ball. He can be streaky, like Mikal can be streaky, but I think you're losing too much on the defensive end if you bring in Austin Reaves. Not that Austin Reaves is a bad defender, but he's nowhere near Mikal Bridges and what Mikal Bridges can be. Mikal Bridges is a former Defensive Player of the Year candidate. He almost won Defensive Player of the Year a few years ago. So for me, I understand what Mannix is thinking here. If the Lakers don't want to pay Austin Reaves, they're looking to move off of that. If they're looking for more of a 3-and-D type player with them missing DFS from him going to Houston in the offseason, you can bring in somebody like a Mikal Bridges to take his spot, but you would have to give up Austin Reaves. Austin Reaves, now he's another playmaker for the Knicks. I think the Knicks do need another playmaker or somebody who can create off the dribble for others. That might solve that problem for the Knicks. I think it does make sense. It's just a matter of preference. And right now, like I said before, we're a team that was 2 games away from the NBA Finals. I am not comfortable shaking up this core. But for an Austin Reaves, that might, if it were to happen, it's something that I would just be like, all right, let's just roll this. Come on, let's go. It's not something I get mad at. And to be very clear, Austin Reaves for Cat makes no sense. There were rumors earlier, a couple months ago, if you look back, with Austin Reaves being traded for Karl-Anthony Towns and maybe having Karl-Anthony Towns go to Los Angeles, matching up the salaries. That makes no sense. You can't have Mikal Bridges, OG Anunoby, and Austin Reaves. That's just, now it's too crowded. Now you really have problems. It doesn't make sense from a roster construction-wise. So, do I think this trade's going to happen? No. I like I said, I don't think the Knicks are going to make too big of a change here to their core. But does it make sense? Yeah, this is one of the few trades that I think could make sense for the Knicks. Doesn't mean I do it, but I think it's one of the few trades that I think it makes sense. All right, another website, another trade that I saw was the Knicks trading Mikal Bridges to the Denver Nuggets for Aaron Gordon. This is according to the Right Way Sports Network, Steve Bradshaw. Now, he came up with this idea, which kind of surprises me because Aaron Gordon is somebody who is beloved by Nuggets fans. Just had probably one of the most clutch postseasons I've seen in a long time. The Nuggets, taking the champion OKC Thunder to 7 games maybe would have been different if Aaron Gordon didn't hurt his hamstring. A team that has won the championship before with Aaron Gordon. Kind of shocks me that they would even have this as the trade proposal. The proposal officially was Mikal Bridges for Aaron Gordon in a first. As far as a fit for the Knicks, I like Aaron Gordon. I do think that he can contribute offensively, but I do think he contributes offensively when you have a hub like Nikola Jokic. Jokic makes his job a lot easier. And Cat is a fantastic basketball player. He's a fantastic passer. I'm interested to see how Mike Brown uses Karl-Anthony Towns as a playmaker. We did see that last year, to be fair to Tibbs, where Karl-Anthony Towns was making decisions off of dribble handoffs and backdoor screens and making bounce passes. But I don't know if Aaron Gordon would be Aaron Gordon without Nikola Jokic. That's not saying he wouldn't be great. I think he's a solid NBA role player. I think he's a championship-winning role player. I'm just not sure how he fits in with a Jalen Brunson, OG Anunoby, Karl-Anthony Towns type core. Now, that all depends on Mike Brown's scheme here, right? His offensive scheme. There's going to be more ball movement, it seems like. There's going to be more off-the-ball movement. Maybe he does fit in. He has gotten better from the three-point range. I am more comfortable with Mikal Bridges shooting from three-point range. I am more comfortable with Mikal Bridges taking someone off the dribble. I think Mikal Bridges is probably a better playmaker. Mikal Bridges is probably I would say I'm more comfortable saying that he is a better offensive player than Aaron Gordon. Defensively, they both have their strengths. Aaron Gordon is a good defender. You're not going to lose a lot with Aaron Gordon outside of maybe being able to guard certain perimeter defenders that Mikal Bridges would be better guarding, right? Your point guards, your shooting guards, especially off the pick and roll, staying attached, even though I thought Mikal did a pretty poor job of that last year for the most part. There were times where he did look like the Defensive Player of the Year candidate. We saw that in Boston in games 1 and 2 in the fourth quarter. Now, Aaron can play defense as well. It's just they're a little bit different, right? Aaron's more about rim protection, guarding the paint, guarding bigger guards. He can stay in front of them. He can guard perimeter players, but not as well as Mikal Bridges. Now, this trade does make sense to me in some aspects, but it makes less sense to me than the Austin Rivers trade. This is not a trade that I would do if I were the New York Knicks. Aaron does have a little bit of injury history, not too much, but he has a little bit there. I don't think he's as dynamic as an offensive player, and I don't think he's as plug-and playable as Mikal Bridges is with that roster. I think Mikal theoretically fits what you want in that starting 2 guard or 3, whatever it's going to be. but let's just say for now, starting 2 guard. I think he fits that mold, right? Mikal Bridges is what you want. He's a 3-and-D. He can guard a point guard. He can guard a shooting guard, maybe guard a 3 on the perimeter. He can hit the 3. He can create his own shot. I wouldn't do this trade. This is the trade that I would kind of fall back on. And if I'm the Nuggets too, I don't understand why you would want to trade Aaron Gordon, somebody who's been a huge component of the playoff runs that you had of your championship team. I would want to keep him around. You know, Jokic loves him. The team loves him. The organization loves him. Why would you want to get rid of him? So this does not make any sense to me. So those 2 trades, those are 2 that I saw on the internet that I wanted to run by you guys. Let me know what you think of the Austin Rivers for Mikal Bridges trade, for the Aaron Gordon for Mikal Bridges trade. Do you think those are feasible? Do you think they can happen? Would you want them to happen? Are you like me, where you just kind of want to go into the season with the core that we have now and see what Mike Brown could do with it? Let me know what you think. And if you want to trade somebody, is it Mikal Bridges or is it somebody else? Now, the Knicks have one final roster spot. According to Heavy.com, it's looking like that roster spot might go to Jordan Goodwin, who is a player. He was on the Los Angeles Lakers. He spent the first half of the season on the bench and started getting playing time. He's known for his defense. He's a solid role player. He's a solid bench guy. But I don't think he's somebody who would get any type of rotation minutes. He's not somebody who's going to make an impact on the team unless somebody gets hurt. Kind of like what DeLon Wright was last year for the Knicks, where he didn't get burned until someone got hurt in the regular season, and then until in the playoffs where Tibbs kind of got desperate and was looking for more defensive presence. That's what Jordan would do, actually. You know, if we need a more defensive presence on the perimeter, if Deuce isn't playing well, if Clarkson's not playing well, maybe Jordan comes in, maybe he holds down the fort for 10 to 15 minutes. But that's what you're going to get from your vet minimum at this point, right? The Knicks pretty much know what the rotation's going to be. I wouldn't mind having Jordan Goodwin. You know, the other options out there, we've talked about it before. Ben Simmons, Landry Shamet. I'm comfortable with Landry. To me, I think the Knicks should give that vet minimum to more of a 3-and-D type player, somebody who can hit the 3 and guard, you know, someone who's around like a shooting guard, small forward type, maybe small forward, power forward type. That's what I want to see the Knicks do. At the end of the day, though, this spot is not going to be someone who's going to take much room in the rotation. It's kind of just fill out the depth. If someone gets hurt, we roll with this guy. So Jordan Goodwin, I would welcome him, but it's not really something that I think would change the fabric of this team or would, you know, have them win on the margins. All right, listen, that's going to do it for today. Going to keep my eyes open for more Knicks trades, more Knicks rumors. If you want to subscribe, hit the subscribe button below. Like I said, we're trying to build a community here of Knicks fans. So drop your take. Let me know if you think Austin Reaves to New York makes sense. Let me know if you think Aaron Gordon to New York makes sense. Do you want to keep this core together? I do. I vote that I do. What do you think of Mike Brown and his fit with Mikal Bridges? We'll talk tomorrow on another episode of Knicks Latest. Peace.